I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. Today I am going to make sure everybody is prepared for the new upcoming Territory Battle that's going to be coming back Monday, September 11th. This is going to be my entire video about tips and tricks, as well as basically everything you need to know going into the second round of Territory Battles. So let's get rolling. Now the background I have playing here, guys, it's not going to exactly resemble what I'm talking about, and I'm going to try my best to find screenshots, everything, because I was unable to record most of the footage in Territory Battles. I had a really busy week and I just didn't quite get around to it, but I still plan on making this guide to help you all out. So that's going to be something you guys are going to have to just kind of do your best to follow along. If you have any questions, always leave them in the comments. I will answer every single one, and let's get rolling. The first thing you want to do in phase 1, there's going to be one territory. It's going to have a minimum requirement of 2-star characters. Like I said earlier, the Territory Battles Round 2 is starting Monday, September 11th, and returns at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States. They have a 24-hour window, and that's going to be really helpful for coordination, as well as kind of getting the gist of how Territory Battles works, because there's talk about replacing and making 12 hours, but for right now I think most people are comfortable with 24-hour window. So phase 1, there's going to be one territory with 2-star characters, and it's very easy. You don't have to worry about it. Just send in your best squads to do those combat missions. You know, you want to fill up those platoons first, and the reason being is because you want to get rid of all the crummy characters you have and help your guild fill those platoons so they give benefits to the next stage. And some platoons can even give benefits to the stage you're on, such as phase 3, there's a platoon by that power generator you see on the screen right now, and there's a platoon right by that kind of gives your whole guild this special ability just to wipe out an entire wave almost. It's really cool, it helps a lot, and makes under-geared characters kind of get away with winning in a sense. So it gives your guild more territory points, thus getting you more stars, and thus getting you more rewards. So platoons first. Don't deploy first. Don't do it, because you'll use all your heroes towards a cumulative galactic power, and that galactic power, you know, what 1 point whatever million is going to go all into that little star rating thing to get stars for the territory that you're on. So don't do that. Do the platoon missions and then do the combat missions. And the combat missions help get territory points. The maximum amount of territory points you can get is if you get 6 waves complete out of 6 waves on the combat missions. This gives your guild more territory points to complete in 3-star each specific territory. The stars are really important, guys. I can't stress how important they are, because the rewards for the Territory Battles, the first round, for getting like 29 stars, besides the crystals and besides the guild event currency, the gear was absolutely garbage. It was horrible. I hated it so much. But if you look at the top of the screen, there's 45, and it says you have the best chance to receive fully crafted gear. So there's a really big drop between 45 and 44. Now, I'm not saying you can't get fully crafted gear at 44. There's a very, 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 very small chance you'll get fully crafted gear if you're at 44 stars.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Getting your Hoth Han is going to be key, as I mentioned in the previous video, and getting your characters leveled up, getting all your galactic power. You can make 2 very solid squads, even 3. You know, get your Rogue One squad in there. Do what you can to get those 3 stars on each territory, because it will pay off, I guarantee it. Gear 12 is the real deal. Everybody's kind of seeing that in Galactic War right now, because Galactic War is a big pain. I'm sorry I went on a 2-minute tangent. Let's get back to the video. So everybody should be trying to do combat missions as soon as possible once platoons are done, to see how much deployment is necessary so there's no overlapping damage. Basically, you don't want to have your characters be deployed and then not be able to use them in the combat missions. You want to use those some of those best characters in the combat missions so they can get more territory points than their galactic power is worth.
So guys, the last thing you're going to do is deploy. Make sure to do that at the end of the phase, and you will have an abundance of success.
Enough about that. Let's talk about when to use certain characters. So you guys kind of got a test run of Territory Battles. You know that some teams can really put in the work, such as a triple cleanse team is going to wreck. That team will guaranteed get 6 waves out of 6 waves on every single phase. And the reason why is because it's so darn strong. So that's automatically one team that if you have the triple cleanse team, you're set. That's going to be a 3-star team pretty much regardless of what phase you're in. That's going to be good, assuming you have a 7-star phase, which nobody has. For the most part, that's going to be a dominant team. Now, the second team is going to be most likely rebel-oriented, as you guys have already farmed so many good rebels, such as Wedge, Biggs, Lando, etc. Lando is great for this. Wedge is great. Biggs is great. You're going to have to find a way, though, for them to be a little bit more survivable. So if you can get them to gear 11, I would do that. You know, I wouldn't gear up Lando to gear 11, but if you can get Wedge to gear 11, you know, help your durability of your team, maybe mod them a little differently. Do what you got to do so your combat mission team number 2 can get 6 waves out of 6 waves completed. So every single player should be able to do combat missions. You want to get that 50 out of 50 done on each combat mission if possible. That's how you get the most territory points. And then once you have 50 out of 50, the only positive way you can contribute in the guild is deploy the rest of your troops wherever they're needed. And so later on in the territory battle, you'll see like there's 3 territories in phase 3. The bottom phase only has 2 stars out of 3, but all the others have 3 stars. Deploy in the bottom territory. Get that thing up to 3 stars. That sounds obvious, but there are some miscommunications and people sometimes are dumb. So don't underestimate your guild mates and look for your officers on Discord. Make sure you guys are well coordinated so you can succeed in this. Now, special missions are available in places such as phase 3 bottom territory or south territory. From what I've heard, they're very easy, even though that's been said by a bunch of people who have gear 11 characters and totally maxed out, best mods in the whole world. So take it with a grain of salt. And the special missions require specific characters. When you enter the Territory Battles screen, you see like Hoth Han and Commander Luke Skywalker, Rolo, Hoth Rebel Soldier, and Scout. Those are very specific characters that you need in order to do special missions. I would gear them up a little bit, but I wouldn't worry too much about their survivability. The other 4 characters should be able to carry that one character through the battle. And besides, you don't need to 3-star the territory battle. You just need to complete the waves out, the 6 waves out of 6 waves. Or for the special missions, it would be 3 waves out of 3 waves. So all you need to do is complete it. So don't worry if they're level 1, gear 1. Don't worry about that as long as you can get through the battle with 4 good characters. Another thing I'd consider when doing territory battles is look for a guild that has a great schedule for you. I know it's a 24-hour window, but sometimes life can be hard, and when it maybe gets to 12 hours, you might have to think a little bit more about when you can pounce on territory battles and when you can kind of get rolling and succeed in a 12-hour window, because it will change how we perceive and how we attack territory battles as a guild. Another thing to add, when you're filling platoons, if there's a 7-star Millennium Falcon that you can't possibly have or nobody in your guild has and you know that for sure, don't worry about that specific tab on the platoons. Notice there are 6 platoon tabs. If one has a 7-star Millennium Falcon requirement, just totally don't put any ships in that one and fill up the other ones instead. Because if you're 14 out of 15 on that one tab, it doesn't help you in any way, shape, or form. So it's basically like doing a half measure. You either go all in or you don't mess with it at all. So keep that in mind. And platoons down the road, you know, they get harder and harder because of the 7-star requirement. So ship missions are very easy, guys. I don't even understand. It's so unbalanced between ships and characters. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. You should be able to get 3 stars on every single top territory, assuming your team, your guild, has a big roster of ships, you know, solid 7-star ships that are decently leveled up and geared up and ability-wise upgraded. So that would be another thing, just to, you know, that's free stars right there. Make sure you be reasonable with your roster. You look at what your team can do and you think if you're better off to deploy some of your characters rather than sacrifice a couple risking in a combat mission. Again, that's all you to decide, and I can't stress enough how important it is to farm Hoth Han as a guild, because it's kind of like a guild. It's a all-in thing, so your whole guild has to be in this, guys. Can't have a couple slackers that don't have Hoth Han. So it's kind of like forced communism, because everybody's required to get Hoth Han in order to succeed in this. Otherwise, you don't even get anywhere near good rewards. So I'm sorry, the game's kind of pushing it, and I don't really agree with that type of political approach. But like Obi-Wan said,
oh no, I'm not brave enough for politics.
I'm not gonna mess with that. So that's my own personal take. As regards to Hermit Yoda or Gear 12, without a doubt, Hermit Yoda is so far out of the meta, in my opinion. He's just so far away. 145 shards to unlock. It's gonna take a millennium to unlock, first of all, and probably gear is going to be a pain as it is. So keep that in mind as well as the Zeta. He might need to actually be good. So this is a long way out, guys. So I definitely go for Gear 12 first. Get some Gear 12 characters, because Gear 12 looks so cool. The gold, oh my gosh, that's like the coolest thing ever. It's so unique and so awesome. So Gear 12 before Hermit Yoda for sure. get your arena team geared up if you can, and keep on grinding, guys. I hope the next Territory Battles goes well. I hope this video helped. If it did, please drop a like. I really enjoy your guys' support. Leave a comment if you have any questions. If you want to talk to me, link to the Alliance Discord is in the description. Check that out. If you need a good guild, that's a great place to go. And I'll see you guys in the next one.